Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice Listener DCO commentary. I'm bringing this commentary here today because there's a few things. There's a lot of things that I want to go over real quick about what's going on with the DLC 6 being on the PC test server. If any of you guys caught Trex's live stream last night, I was able to get on there. I was actually on there most of the day yesterday. Trying to figure out how to get my controller to work, but two, taking a look at a lot of the things that have been added into, particularly with the layer system and what all that is bringing to us in regards to it. Now, I'm sorry I don't have any footage of that for you guys. If you guys want to check that out, link to Trex's live stream, his Twitch channel will be in the description for you guys to take a look at some of that stuff, firsthand and see it and all that. But I just wanted to go over some numbers and everything real quick in regards to particularly the mainframe. Because I'm not really pleased with this exaggerated trend now towards forcing people to PvE in order to be able to, remain in PvP or be able to, all this, PvE stuff that we have to do for PvP. It's kind of frustrating. It's really frustrating. There's a post on the PS3 forums right now. Link to it will be in the description below. It will have all this information I'm about ready to go over with you guys right now, but it'll be a little bit more detailed. Time limit on this video and everything like that, unless you guys want me to throw together 2 or 3 freaking matches for you guys to watch while I'm talking about this. It's going to take a little while, so I'm going to try and stay on topic as much as possible here. For starters, all right. This whole trend with being forced to PvE in order to have an advantage in PvP has been going on for a while. It's been going on since launch, to be honest with you. Ever since launch, the PvP weapons that we got from the Ring War vendors were not cutting it. They weren't there as far as being able to do as much damage on. So we had to do raids and all that to get PvE weapons, to get the raid weapons out of there to have an advantage in PvP. It just has gotten progressively worse since then, especially since R&D came out. R&D came out and all that. We had all this, these plans drop, and the materials that we needed to make these mods, came, majority of it came from PvE. The only PvP that we got out of R&D was, if you were fighting over an exobit in open world. That's pretty much it. Now it's gotten progressively worse and all that. And also at the top, top it all off, at the time, the best soda plan to purchase was the Soda Maxes and all that. Those cost Marks of Triumph. All right. Now since then though, since R&D came out, we've gotten new plans and all that dropping only in raids, or in PvE content. The remix soda plan, best soda plan in the game, drops in PvE content. And it progressively continues that. Utility belt only drops in PvE. On top of that, you have to pay monthly rent on the last 2 slots on your utility belt, totaling 750 Marks of Triumph a month to do that. Then we got then we got these new consumable plans. Okay, well, the best plans on the Catalyst Force, those cost 125 Marks of Triumph, and that's only for one stack of 48. You see right here, I'm less than a stack of 35. I blow through this whole freaking stack of napalm atomizers in my loadout here during this match, and that's typical. That's typical. Sometimes I end up using more, depending on the match. Those just don't clip very well for me. I was just basically kind of getting rid of them. But so, prior to DLC 6 and all that, our monthly Marks of Triumph costs, they're not too bad, all right, but you're still looking at spending probably about 1,500 Marks of Triumph a month just so you can PvP. That's, like I said, that's not too bad. That's not excessive, all right? I mean, you can do that, you run your FOS raids and all that once a month. You'll have plenty of Marks of Triumph to, pay your rent on your belt and to take care of your consumable costs and everything. But now with these mainframes coming in here, it's getting a little out of hand with the cost for the Marks of Triumph. I'm going to break down the prices for you real quick. All right, first of all, starting off with the mainframe. All right, now there's 5 different categories of perks. I'm going to call them perks on it just because to better understand them. Okay. that you can get with your mainframe. All right, there's the orbital strike, there's a supply drop, there's sidekicks, and there's backup, which is like the henchman. You can call in like 3 people instead of just one with the sidekick. And then there's the tactical mods. I'm not going to get into too much with the tactical mods right now, but if you check out Trex's video feed from his Twitch last night, you'll see where some of our concern is with these tactical mods. But to start off, okay, to upgrade these, there's 4 tiers for the upgrades for each of these. Okay, the tier 1 costs 25 marks of triumph, not too bad. Tier 2 costs 125 marks of triumph, not too bad. Tier 3. All right, now the tier 1 and tier 2, okay, those are a one-time cost. All right, you purchase those and you're good to go for the rest of the time you've got your tune or whatever. Now the tier 3 is where it starts to get a little silly. All right, tier 3 upgrade is 625 marks of triumph. All right, however, that is a monthly rent thing. That's a 30 days. It's good for 30 days. Tier 4, to upgrade to tier 4. All right, it's going to cost you 3,125 marks of triumph. All right, that is also a monthly fee. All right, so now initial cost for upgrading just one of those is 3,900 marks of triumph to upgrade all the way to tier 4. And there are 5 of these. So if you're wanting to upgrade, let me flip my page here. If you're wanting to upgrade all 5 of those to tier 4 status, okay, you're looking at an initial cost of 19,500 marks of triumph with a recurring cost every 30 days of having to pay 18,750 marks of triumph. That's just on your mainframe. That's still not counting in any costs for, making consumables, paying rent on your utility belt, any of that. All right. So now let's break down. Okay. We've got all these marks of triumph that we have to earn to spend on your mainframes and stuff like that. Now, in order to upgrade them completely and maintain them. All right. Now let's break down some other numbers here as far as how we're going to get those marks of triumph. All right. Now, thanks to my buddy Trex, he did a video on gear progression and how to earn your marks. All right. So thanks to him, doing that, was able to easily put these numbers together here to a certain extent, with the exception of the tier 2 raids. Don't have numbers for those, but here's how it breaks down. Okay, your tier 1 content. This is your duos, your challenges, duos, and alerts, tier 1 alerts. All right. If you do these daily, and I mean every day, all 7 days, 7 days a week. All right. You get your daily and your weekly rewards from those. You get 384 marks of triumph. Okay. You do your tier 2 content, as far as your challenges, duos, and alerts. Okay. You do those every day. All right, 7 days a week. All right, with your daily rewards and your weekly rewards. All right, you're going to get 1,805 marks of triumph from those. All right, now you do your tier 3 content again, your challenges, duos, and alerts. All right, every day, 7 days a week. You're going to earn 8,225 marks of triumph. All right, then on top of that, you go in and you do your Central City dailies. Right, if you go in there and do them, which people rarely do them anymore. I know I haven't done them in like forever because I got all the feats in there. You can get 160 marks of triumph out of those. Now, on top of that, you go in and say you do all 3 FOS raids. All right, that's 1,100 marks of triumph weekly that you can get from those raids. All right, and then there's the 1,500 marks of triumph you get from the monthly reward boxes total. This is all total. All right, that gives you, now with all that tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 content, plus the FOS raids. Like I said, I don't have the numbers for the tier 2 raids. As far as how much you get weekly and monthly from those. But doing all of that content, all right, you earn 16,474 marks of triumph. Yeah, that's it. It's impossible. It is impossible. And I seriously doubt the tier 2 raids are going to push you over the 2,300 marks of triumph you needed in order to not just cover your initial cost. That doesn't even that barely gets you close enough to do the cover the rent on your mainframe. And that's doing everything, all that PvE content every day, every week. You're running FOS every week. You're running all those dailies, the daily reset stuff every day. All right? You're getting your reward boxes every week. That's doing all of that all the time, every day. All right? You're not getting... there's no way to earn enough marks of triumph to cover the cost for these mainframe perks. Simply because it's just not there. Unless you use replay badges and you reset everything, it's just not possible to do. Alright? And personally, I don't want to have to use replay badges on PvE so I can PvP. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I mean, I don't think it's right. But, you know, it just goes back to, you know, what I was originally saying about, you know, having to PvE in order to be able to, you know, have an advantage in PvP. You know, we've got all this, you know, PvE content, yeah, and that's great. And we're getting more PvP content. We're gradually getting more PvP content, and that's fantastic. I love that. All right, but the incentive for doing this PvE content is just not there for veteran players. I mean, yeah, sure, it's there for newer players, but the incentive to get veteran, if they're implementing this as an incentive to get veteran players to go in and run the lower tier content, all right, in order to like maybe help along the newer players and all that, in order, you know, just so they can get groups and stuff like that, it's still not there. It's still not there. I mean, because a group, a four-man or 5-man group can walk into any of these tier 2 raids, you know, with full tier 4 PvE, you know, fully modded, you know, you're not even fully modded even. We can walk into these, you know, Condac and Outer and, you know, Sub and, you know, maybe even Enter too. You know, just walk into these raids and complete them like with 4 or 5 people. You know, we don't have to go searching for pugs, you know, or, you know, people to fill the holes so we can queue up. We just walk into this stuff. There's even a video I've seen on the PC forums. I think Trex pointed out to me of a 4-man run on Prime Battleground, and they beat it. They beat it. So you know, while, you know, this incentive, you know, they're trying to get people to run this lower tier content, which I completely understand. This isn't the way to go about it. There needs to be some better rewards there. I mean, because the vast majority of people I know that play this game, all right, who are, you know, play it mostly for the PvP, we PvE for the feats, all right, whether it's the style feats, it's, you know, whatever feats are associated with the, you know, that particular instance, or it's just for the progressive completion feats. But players like myself, you know, I've completed my 500 challenges and duos, and I'm less than 100 away from completing my alerts. There's just not the incentive there to do that. But it's, you know, and this is like, feels like it's being forced on me. It's being forced on people who want to, you know, who are mainly playing this game for the PvP. I don't know. It's just, you know, I mean, there's other ways that, I mean, they could have done this. You know, I mean, making a utility belt available, a PvP utility belt available for purchase with Marks of Tactics and Marks of Strategy would have been great. PvP mods, or, you know, plans for PvP mods for PvP gear, you know, and restricting them to the PvP gear would have been more preferable. Because, I mean, all the supply stuff we get from the supply boxes, from the PvP supply boxes, those are restricted for PvP. So why they couldn't have done it like that with, you know, like utility belts and plans, you know, for like soda plans and mod plans, I don't understand. But obviously, I mean, that's a lot more work that needs to be involved in doing something like that than what they can immediately do by greatly reducing the mark of triumph cost for these mainframes. Because the multiplying them, as one of the guys from the Community Events Council pointed out, multiplying the tiers by 5 is just like exaggerated. That's way too much. Way too much. Way too much. I mean, and there's a lot more to look at too, and all that, as far as like permissions for people to come in, maybe share, these mods and everything, and these perks, for the like the tactical mods and everything like that. So maybe there's a way around that, but you're still looking at a lot of PvEing to do just so you can have an advantage or be able to be on equal ground in PvP. And there's a lot of players out there who aren't even that, especially people who are just starting out, getting into their, starting out with their Bloodbat or their Archangel or their Tier 1 PvP gear. It's just, I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think, though. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. More to come. I'm going to try and get on the test server here again later today after the update. Oh yeah, update 22 is today. In case you guys are wondering why the servers are down, my bad. Link to the patch notes will be in the description below for that as well. But yeah, I'm curious what you guys think about all this. And I'm really encouraging you all to join this discussion. And, let the devs know that, I like to do my PvE once in a while too, but I don't like being forced to do it. Until next time, you guys all take care. Bye.